from Saturday, are there any positives you can take from the game?
Yeah, the way we played. I think the results sometimes in the lap of the gods and people make mistakes, but I thought the way we played was excellent. We can improve, but we're trying to be consistent with the players. So when we look at games, we don't really reflect on the scoreline, because I can show all the bad things when we lose 3-0 and all the good things when we win 3-0, and yet realistically within the game there's good and bad in everything you do. So we have to be consistent with the players, else they'll enjoy sitting down and watching us winning and then dread sitting down watching us losing, and that's not the point. The point is you can only learn from failing, but you've got to be open to failing and going, okay, then we can do better here. That's something that we can improve on, and not just the instances, the actual thing that goes behind it, the principle behind it. So do we defend as a team? What's your responsibilities? Can we create more chances? And when we create more chances, can we give people the confidence to not be afraid to miss? Really, somebody has another touch because he wants to make perfect, and you've got to make sure that the players are comfortable in what we're trying to do, and there's pressure, and pressure's good, and anxiety's good if you can manage it the right way. So we've got to make sure that we're into the final 16 odd games of the season, and every game now will be, if we lose or we don't pick up points, or just people's reaction will be completely different from now to the end of the season than it was at the start. So make sure we manage it and we're consistent.
And what do you make of Liam Roberts' debut on Saturday?
Yeah, difficult for him in the sense that came at the last minute, and probably from a goalkeeper's point of view, the conditions were the ones that you'd go, well, if I'm going to make my debut, I don't really want to be in driving rain, muddy pitch, slippy ball, against a team really that's physical, I suppose, more so than anything else. Two strikers that they get the ball too quickly. So taking all that into account, I think he was excellent.
And Etheridge, is there any news on when he will be back?
Yeah, Neil should be training today. So if he comes through with no ill effects, it's a cut knee, so it's nothing, just something we need to protect really. It's not as bad as his previous cut on his knee that he had earlier. So everybody's really hopeful. He's really positive about playing on Saturday, and unless we have any setbacks, he should be okay.
And ahead on Saturday, Crewe, what do you make of their season so far?
Well, I've only watched the last 2 games, so changed. And when you look at their probably league form early part of the season, I think they've unbeaten in the last 4. I don't think they've away at Millwall they drew, which is a really good result. Won at home last time out against Rochdale 2-0. Strange because they sold probably one of their best players in the window, but I think the team's sort of moulded together. They look well balanced, and I always look at it when I'm looking at oppositions. You look at it, are they balanced? And I think they are. Big one, little one combination up front, 2 direct wingers. Nice blend of experience and youth in the midfield, and a back 4 that's sort of been a little bit more stable and been kept together. So the more you play people together, the better they become. And so I think it'll be like every game in this division. It'll be a difficult game for us.
Good opportunity to get 3 points in the bag?
Well, you can only get 3 points if you play games. So our away form has been good. So we go in there. We try not to. We're not really taking any game any different to the previous game. So, like I say, that consistency of approach has got to be. We can't make this game bigger than the next game, and the next game bigger than the next game. It's impossible. It doesn't work that way. So, just trying to be consistent in our approach, making sure the players at this part of the season are probably. It's not what they do on the training pitch at the minute now. It's probably how well they recover from games. So it's the conditions have been awkward for everybody. We're struggling to find training venues, and just trying to keep them fresh and motivated, and not take. We're in a serious business and results count, but we've got to make sure that they enjoy it. It's a short profession, and can't go through it worrying about what's going to happen. I think they've stood themselves in good stead all season. They've been consistent. Their attitude's been first class. Their commitment's been first class, and I don't see any reason why that shouldn't continue. And regardless of results, it's not an excuse to you lose games. It's not an excuse for your attitude to change or your commitment to change. It makes it more difficult, but I don't think we should use it as an excuse if we lose games of football, which is the only inevitability. The only inevitability of football is you're going to lose. So we've got to embrace it, try and learn from it, and move on.